Hey guys, welcome to Real Life Money, where we talk about topics that schools don't, so let's get started. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to save money in college, because chances are if you're in college, you're broke. So we're going to be going over some tips so you could be less broke. So there are actually two ways how to save more money. The first way is actually making more money. Obviously, if you make more, you'll have more and you could save more. The second way is that if you spend less, you will end up saving and having more at the end as well. So if you could do both of these things, you'll have double the amount of what you'd expect. So we're going to be going over both sides, how to make more money and how to spend less money so you can be rich. Not really, just so you can be less broke. So we're going to start with making more money because everybody likes to make more money. So we're going to start with the obvious one, which is get a job. Our parents have been telling us to get a job since we were 9. We haven't listened to them. It's kind of time that we start listening to them. If you have a job, you'll have money. Simple equation. We're not talking fancy things, we're talking part-time. Now I'm talking about like supermarkets, restaurants, that type of thing, or even they have jobs on campus that you could work at. So this is kind of like start getting some experience just to get the ball rolling to get money. How to make more money tip number 2 is something more creative, which is kind of doing your own thing. So I'm talking about like selling drinks, t-shirts, jewelry, whatever you're into. If you have a car, do an Uber taxi type of thing. If you dog sit, babysit, it's kind of whatever you create of it. There are thousands of students on campus. Those students are essentially your customers. How to make more money tip number 3 would be online, and I'm talking about eBay, Amazon type of thing. Now, I don't personally use eBay, not that it's bad or whatever. I personally use Amazon, but you can sell your old things from video games to toys. But since we are college students, I'm assuming that you have some used textbooks that you're not doing a damn thing with. So instead of using your textbooks as a doorstop and you're tripping over them, sell them online. So if you go to Amazon, look up the title of the book, you could compare your condition, whether it's like new, very good, good, acceptable, create your own profile, your seller account, or whatever. The only downside to Amazon is that I believe it's a 15% commission to use their service. eBay has something similar to that. But in the end, just sell them, get rid of them, make you money, stop tripping over your books. So I have a personal story which is going to lead into tips of how to spend less, which is books on Amazon. So I had a math book that the bookstore had it for, I think it's like 120 bucks. Saw it on Amazon for 20, so I bought that, obviously nice savings. At the end of the semester, the bookstore was giving like 75% back, so I actually sold it back to the bookstore for 80 bucks. So I made a few extra dollars there. Worked out so well that I actually bought it again online for 20 bucks, sold it back to the bookstore for 80, so I made it a little business transaction. If you could somehow find it for cheaper in the bookstore, you could also sell it for more online, so you kind of have to get creative with it. Leading to saving tip number 1, using online to get your textbooks. The bookstore is usually ridiculously overpriced. If you go to Amazon, you could get it for much cheaper. The thing is, you kind of have to calculate how long it's going to take to actually get it. The shipping and all that stuff involved. If you go to the bookstore, you pick it up and you physically have it. The only problem with Amazon is that you have to wait for it to ship. Overall, you should be fine. It's cheaper. Spending less money tip number 2 would be knowing the difference between essentials and wants. Hopefully you know the difference. You only spend money on your needs and not your wants. Now, listen to me. I don't know why I did this when you listen with your ears, but sales. If there is a sale, that does not mean you have to buy it. If there was no sale and you normally wouldn't buy it, chances are you don't need it. If you need something and there is a sale, then that's a good way to save some money. Now there are also discount places and stores. So instead of going to like Abercrombie and Fitch, people still go there? I don't know. But go to like Walmart or Macy's type of thing instead. Spending less. Tip number 3 would be food and drinks. Now, yes, food and drinks are necessities. You need them to survive. However, you don't need a lot of drinks. You don't need a lot of food. So, for example, if you go out and you get an appetizer and entree, you really don't need the appetizer if you're getting the entree. So, just to calculate this, let's say even if you do this once a week, spend $10 on an appetizer, that's $500 a year on just an appetizer. Same thing with drinks and coffees and stuff. If you do that a few times a week, that adds up to thousands of dollars a year. So those are the tips of how to make more and how to spend less. Put them together and now you're less broke. Congratulations. And I would say study hard, but we both know you're not going to. So until next time, see you next week.